Sack Life Beat Depression. It's day 860, and we're back to get swifty with another somatic healing session to wipe out depression. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here now. Anyone who's tuning in later, appreciate you guys and girls out there. As you know, it's a martial arts for mental health show, and we like to tune in, focus in on those powerful mental health tools that can help us move forwards in that battle forwards towards better mental health. And one of those powerful mental health tools is the mental health tool of gratitude. The more we practice it, the more powerful it can become in our lives, and the more effective it can be. It can help us find those silver linings, especially when we're dealing with hard times, difficult times, or we're going through rough situations. That gratitude tool can really come in handy. So, for my gratitude section today, I want to shout out gratitude to Naomi for being the first one in. Appreciate you, Naomi. Thank you so much. Gratitude also going out to Zen Thai Martial Arts. If you don't know who they are a really cool martial arts school and system out in my hometown area, Kearney, New Jersey, North Arlington, Belleville, Lyndhurst area. So check them out. They're doing a really awesome campaign, and it's based around that tool of gratitude. It's about moving from hope to courage using that bridge of gratitude, that gratitude tool. And they're going to be sharing a ton of free resources that can help a lot of people find that way forward that works for them. So I want to feature today Zen Thai Martial Arts, Naomi, Alan, to the whole crew, to everybody out there who has taken part in this awesome initiative to help spread the tool of gratitude and help expose people to tools, other tools that they can use to move forward. So you're part of my gratitude section today. As always, I also want to shout out gratitude to everyone who's tuning in now and anyone who's tuning in later. Appreciate you guys and girls out there. Now it's your turn. Go ahead and think about what you are grateful for today. That'll help put you in the positive mindset before we move into today's lesson. It doesn't have to be one thing. It can be multiple things. And if you would like to share what you're grateful for, you can absolutely do so in text in the chat box. If not, that's totally fine too. Healthy boundaries, share what you'd like. But the more you use that gratitude tool, remember, the more powerful it can become. That being said, second mental health tool we're going to talk about is that progress tracking tool. The more checking in on comments. Hey, thank you, you rock, Sackman. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. The second mental health tool we talk about every single day is that progress tracking tool. Today has been 860 days of consecutive progress and success for me, Sackman. Daily training, daily moving forward, taking those baby steps forwards and consistently improving my life. And I hope that you guys are using this progress tracking tool because it is a very powerful one. Just like the gratitude tool, it can have a compounding effect in our lives, a compounding positive effect the more we use it. So the more you keep track of your progress, the more you keep track of the fact that you have gotten up and fought forwards, the more powerful that number will be in your life. And when you share it, it can be powerful in other people's lives as well. So please do keep track of your progress. This number not only has let me know the number of days that I accomplished my training, but it also reminds me that it's been 860 days since I've had a single thought of suicidal ideation, 860 days since I've had a single day of debilitation. So it's a great way to chart your progress and give yourself that credit that you deserve in this fight forward towards better mental health. That's our progress tracking tool. That's our gratitude tool. We're going to start moving into the lesson today. And since we're going to be starting this gratitude initiative very shortly, starting on the 9th, we're going to do a little more complex patterns today, a little more complexity in the routine, and then we're going to kind of dial it back into those basics, get back to our roots starting on the 9th, and we'll slowly build up from there into more complex. That way, more people will have access to it. If they're tuning in for the first time, it'll be a more compatible show for everybody of all skill levels. So today, we're going to practice a 4-chain combo using our elbows. So 4 elbow strikes in a row. You can link together. You can use them in your shadowboxing routine. You can also use them on the heavy bag, and I'll show you how to vary those up so that you can use them effectively on the heavy bag in both situations. Remember, you don't need a heavy bag to take part in this class or to make progress every day. All you need to do is show up for you and get up on your feet and start fighting forwards. So, before we begin, I'll show you the breakdown on the elbow strikes. We've practiced them before. for those of you who are regulars out here. We're going to start in our Muay Thai position, nice balanced stance, guard high, closed fingers, tucked thumbs, tuck chin, curl the hips, right? Bend the knees, and make sure you're in your balanced Muay Thai stance. If you're tuning in and you have another martial arts background, you can use that background as well. You can incorporate these elbows and kind of customize them and use them in your style, add them to your mix in your shadowboxing routine. For the sake of this class, we're going to keep the instructional to Muay Thai stance. But if you have a stance already, absolutely use that stance. So for Muay Thai, balanced Muay Thai stance, what we're going to do is we're going to use our first elbow. It's a round elbow. It's a close range attack. So we're going to need to step in to that danger zone. We're going to need to get up close and personal with that target, whether it's a heavy bag or our visualized opponent. So what we're going to do is we're going to step in with that lead foot. And as we step forwards and land on that lead foot, we're turning through the hips and shoulders and rotating through those shoulders, dropping that lead hand in to the chest, bringing the wrist close to the chest and turning through. That's our first round elbow. From there, we're going to kind of chamber that hand in, kind of reach in deeper into an imaginary pocket on the chest. And we're going to push forward off that back foot and drive that elbow forwards a little more for a little bonus elbow action there. From here, we're going to swap the hands and drop that rear hand close to the chest, getting the wrist close to the chest. Wrist keeps escaping me for some reason. Wrist close to the chest, and then we're going to turn through the hips and shoulders just like we do for the cross. Just like we do for that regular cross. Rotating on the ball of the back foot, turning through the hips and shoulders, bringing that rear elbow around. And again, little bonus elbow action here. We're going to sink that hand in deeper into the pocket. Make sure there's bend in those knees so you have a little spring in that step as well. And we can spring forward for that final bonus elbow action. So that's the elbow chain there. And when you're using it in shadow boxing, it's going to be an advancing combo. So you want to visualize pushing that opponent back, pushing that physical embodiment of depression back. Remember, it is mental health based and mental health focused in our routine. So you want to assign your opponent the name of the thing that you're working on. If it's depression or anxiety, make it the depression dummy, make it the anxiety dummy. Visualize actually making contact and knocking those lies right out of its dumb face as we rotate through our shadow boxing routine. If you're working with the bag, I'm going to show you how to modify for the bag so you can get the most out of it, build that strength, build that muscle memory as well. And checking in, we got this kid is lucky. Appreciate you, Jay Collard. Thank you so much. Slayer Ken, thank you for being here as well. And Slayer Ken shared his days at 468 days. Congrats, Ken. Thank you so much for your continued consistent progress and success and for sharing it with us to help inspire us as well. All right, so we talked about this elbow routine. It's going to be an advancing routine. Let me show you what it looks like put all together. From your Muay Thai stance, you're taking that lead step forward, turning through the hips and shoulders, bringing that wrist in close to the chest, turning through. We're swiping the tip of that elbow across the face. Then we're going to reach in a little bit deeper into the pocket on the chest. We're going to push off the back foot. Boom. That's our second elbow strike. From here, we're going to rotate on the ball of the rear foot, dropping that rear hand down, bringing the lead hand up. We're turning through the hips and shoulders for that second elbow strike there. And then again, make sure the knees are bent and you can push up, boom, as you pull that hand out of the pocket for that final elbow strike. So it's a 4-hit advancing elbow combo. Step, boom, rotate, boom. There it is. And that's what we're going to work in to our shadow boxing routine. If all goes well, you guys can moderate to your pace, to your intensity, and really dial in your effort. Remember, there's no growth in the comfort zone, so we've got to continue to challenge ourselves to our skill level and also take into consideration anything that may be affecting you today. Did you get enough sleep last night? Did you drink enough water? Did you have alcohol? All those things are going to affect your performance, so don't hold yourself to too critical of a standard. Really just tune into you in a given moment and make sure that you're giving yourself a challenge. You're not taking it too easy. You fall into boredom. You're not pushing too hard. You overreach. You wind up with more anxiety and depression. You want to find that flow zone in between, and that's where we'll be able to make consecutive, consistent progress every single day for the rest of our lives. So tune into you. Push to your level. Visualize that opponent. We're stepping in. We're bringing that elbow back out. We're rolling through, and then pop one more time. 4 count. Oh, I think I went off camera. 4 count elbow strike there. Roll through, pop, roll through, pop. 4 elbow strikes. Now I'll show you as we move along. I'll show you how you can incorporate the bag there and continue your training. But let's get it started. We'll have our fighting spirit of the 80s coming through our boombox. Make sure you're drinking water. Make sure you're visualizing that opponent and thinking about accuracy, thinking about balance, so that you can improve your striking technique and your striking patterns. And that will translate over into sparring, heavy bag training, and self-defense, any given situation in which you need to use your martial arts abilities. That being said, let's do it. Let's get this thing going. Starting with the tunes. Bang. There they are. Hope those are coming through loud and clear. And again, make sure you've got water. You're drinking plenty of water. And also, I'm dialing my intensity down to accommodate the fact that I'm at 8,000 feet elevation, and it's putting an additional strain on my body. Feeling pretty good. Got in a ton of bonus rounds already, but I don't want to overdo it. I got to constantly check in on me, so make sure you're doing the same. Here we go. Visualize your target, and we're going to start practicing that elbow combo to begin with. In your square Muay Thai stance, chin tucked, hips rolled, right? Shoulders rolled, guard nice and high by the brow line. We're going to step in and rotate through for that first strike. Reaching a little deeper into the pocket. Bonus elbow action there. Turn through on the ball of the rear foot. Boom. And then reach in again to the pocket. Bop. Little bonus elbow action there. 4-strike elbow combo. Let's start with the first one, and we'll break it down. Step forwards into the round. Boom. There it is. And then rotate back to your square balanced stance. Visualize that opponent. Let's land our strikes on target. Step in for that first round elbow strike. Whoosh. Boom, across the face. Keeping the guard tight on the opposite side. Back to stance. Square it up. Let's add in the bonus elbow pop. And step in for the first one. Round. And reach deep into that pocket, right? And then pull it back out. Bop. Little extra bonus elbow action there. Keeping the guard tight, chin tucked, right? Shoulders rolled. We got defense and offense going at the same time. And then square yourself back up, back into stance. 2-hit combo here. Round elbow, boom, bonus elbow, pop, and then back to stance. Stay in your fight stance. We're going to add in that third elbow now. Starting with the round elbow, pop, and from here, we're going to rotate on that back foot. Whoosh, bring that rear elbow around. That's our third elbow strike. And then back to square it up. Visualize that target. Let's keep it moving. Step in for the first elbow. Whoosh. Bonus elbow action. Rotate for the second. And let's add that final strike in. Pop that rear one out. That last elbow strike there. Back to stance. And keep it moving. Visualize that opponent. Keep him an active threat. Remember, depression is an active threat, so we've got to work against it. Let's go. Start with those elbow strikes. Round, pop, round, pop. Keep it balanced, chin tucked. Defense and offense at the same time. Keep it moving. Round, pop, round, pop. Back to stance, guard high, chin tucked. And now I'm going to start to show you how you can incorporate this on the bag. If you don't have a bag, keep that combo going and work on staying balanced. Work on staying focused and balanced and driving those strikes in there. You can use the power of breath, exhaling on the strikes, inhaling through the nose in between, and keep those strikes going. Let's go. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Back to stance. Keep it tight, keep it balanced. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Back to stance. And now I'm going to start to show you how we can use the bag as well and incorporate these techniques. Stepping into the elbow, that first round elbow, bah, right there, elbow into the bag. Heavy bag's not ideal for using proper elbow form to slice the face open. So what we're going to do is kind of turn it into a forearm smash. We're going to hit a little bit on the inside of that lead elbow. Whoosh, boom, turning through the body, making sure we're not swinging the arm, but we're rotating the whole body. That whole upper torso. That's the end of round one. Round two is coming at you pretty soon. 51 seconds to catch your breath. Check in on you. Drink some water. Make sure you're not pushing too hard. Shout out to Shawnee Boy. Appreciate you. And had to use Microsoft Edge to watch the class on my computer still. Google Chrome doesn't work for some reason. Well, I'm glad you're here, Ken. I'm glad you're putting in the work. Glad you're showing up, making that progress both for you and for others. We got 32 seconds, and I'm going to show you guys how to work the rest of those elbow strikes in on the bag so that you can improve your home heavy bag training routine, you can improve your shadowboxing routine, and also it will make you more effective in sparring because you'll build power in those elbow strikes by using the heavy bag as a training tool. From a mental health point as well, that heavy bag is what gave me the somatic release that allowed me to save my life. So get yourself a heavy bag, or get yourself to a heavy bag at some point so you can feel that same release. See if it's something that works for you. All right, second round, back into it. Visualize your opponent. I'm going to be working mostly with the bag here, but you can do the same thing with that shadow boxing opponent, right? Practice those elbows, whoosh, whoosh, and practice staying balanced in that stance, keeping the feet balanced, evenly spaced, right? Make sure you're advancing with those elbow strikes because they are close range attacks. Step into the one, pop, rotate, pop, and back, and work on that forwards and backwards momentum. For those of you who have a heavy bag, starting with that round elbow, we want to step, we want to make sure that we step in, boom, and we turn through the hips and shoulders, but we don't step across, we don't narrow our stance. We're going to keep that stance nice and balanced. So step in, boom, and turn through the shoulders, rotating shoulders and hips. We're moving forwards, and we're twisting to generate that power. We're bringing that lead hand down, elbow, wrist comes close to the chest, and that's going to give us the right angle. Go ahead. Bam, step in and deliver that powerful round elbow to the head of that target and back your way back out. Now to use that second elbow, the elbow pop, you don't want to land on the first one because the bag is going to stop your elbow. So what you want to do is visualize your opponent, visualize working your opponent back. So we're going to step a little further away. We don't want to be in distance to touch with that elbow strike. Remember, your measuring jab is your guide here. So if you can't touch with the jab, you're not going to touch with the elbows. We're going to step in, boom, and drive that elbow across what would be the face of our opponent. Reaching deep in the pocket and then push, driving it back out. We're driving that elbow forwards, keeping it nice and sharp. Again, more of a forearm smash, but this is how we train the muscle memory. Keep the guard high on the opposite side, rotate back and keep it going. Remember, if you're shadow boxing, start working in those other combos. Start working in the things that you enjoy and see where they fit in. Whoosh, 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 to that 4-chain elbow combo. But put that combo in there. That's what it's there for. Enhance your training. So now we've got that two different elbows we can use on the bag. The round, boom. And we've got the round to the double pump. Whoosh, whoosh, boom, right there. And you'll notice I'm sinking in. I'm rolling across the face, kind of sinking down on those feet. Whoosh, and I'm coming back up, driving that elbow into the bag to generate force. It'll become more natural the more you practice it. Let's work that second round elbow in. Again, if you're training with a bag, now you're going to have to give yourself even more space so that you can approach that bag and land on the one you want to train. So let's start with the round. Step into the round, pop it out for the bonus, and then whoosh, roll right on through, just like you're throwing across. It's that same rotation, turning through the hips, boom, and turning through the shoulders, rotating on the ball of the back foot, boom, we're bringing a very powerful round elbow around. That is the end of round 2. There's a lot of rounds. Catch your breath, drink some water, checking on you. Make sure you are pushing to your level. If you got the bag, work on this stuff. It's going to be super beneficial, especially when you come to sparring and surprise somebody with a crazy elbow. If you're properly guarded, properly geared up, and you both agree that elbows are a good idea. Usually we don't do elbows in friendly sparring, but sometimes hard sparring calls for elbows. So you can practice what will be effective in a self-defense situation or in a competition situation. We got 22 seconds. Make sure you're drinking water. And I'm going to show you how you can work in that final part of the combo, that elbow pop in there on the heavy bag. And then we'll flow with it into our shadow boxing routine together. Here we go. 3 seconds. Square up with your visualized target. Tuck the chin, curl the shoulders, curl the hips, keep the guard high by the brow line, right? And we're going to work this whole combo together. So step forwards into the round. Double up with that bonus pump. Roll through for the second round. And then again, pop forwards for that final elbow pop in there. When you're working on the bag, you're going to have to give yourself even more space now, but it's still doable. It's still trainable. So let's do it. Work that space. Make sure you find your distance. We're going to start with the round elbow. We're going to bring it out. We're going to roll through the second round and then whoosh, boom. It's kind of a rising rising bonus elbow strike there. And you'll notice when I came through with the round, I let that rear foot come forward just a little bit, boom, to put me in position to nail him with that bonus elbow action. So let's do it again. Work on your distance control, plenty of room to improve out here no matter what. Step forwards into the round, bonus elbow. Second round, I'm letting that rear foot come forward, whoosh, and then push. I'm lining up that final elbow strike, little bonus elbow action. Let's do it. Put it together, 4-hit combo. Whoosh, 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 boom, bang, and back it up. Rewind. Let's go. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Bam, there it is. And you can play with the distance. Learn that distance control and work with those different strikes. Right. Step into the round. Boom, and then whoosh, bam. The round landed that time. Now I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna step in. Bang. The second bonus landed that time. Mix it up again. Round, bonus, round. Whoosh. That final strike. And do the same thing in your shadow boxing routine. Round, bah, whoosh, whoosh, boom. And work on that distance control. Have fun with it. Use the different patterns that you enjoy. Whoosh. You can use clenches in there as well. You can step up and switch stances. But work on that 4 elbow devastating combo. Keep your march going. And back. Distance control, right? What's gonna land? Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Keep the guard high at all times. And make sure you're working defense as well as offense. Hey, keep it going. What links with what? Have fun, make it creative. Boom. Mix that elbow combo up. And keep it moving, let's go. Hey. You can use fakes. Work on that movement, stay fluid. Keep those feet turning, think about what flows with what. This elbow combo is very fluid. It's very flow based. So it should be easy to work into that routine. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. And around 3. Hope you guys had fun. I hope you found room to improve, room to challenge yourself. And that way, boy, you can guarantee that you're going to keep making progress. You can guarantee that you're going to keep experiencing growth. As long as you continue to challenge yourself, whether it is with the technicality, the intensity, or the volume in your training program, make sure you're finding a way to give yourself that challenge and continue to grow. And touching back on that gratitude tool, remember, we are going to be featured on that 21 Days of Gratitude from Zentai Martial Arts. Check them out on their Facebook page. Check out 21daysofgratitude.com online. We're going to be featured with a whole bunch of other free resources that can help expose people to tools that can potentially save their lives. So please do give that a check out. Please do recommend to friends. You never know what tool is going to work for what person. We're all individuals out here. So keep looking for the ones that work for you and add them in to your toolbox. Give yourself a super effective routine to fight forwards towards better mental health. And checking in, final piece of gratitude to everybody in here. Shawnee boy, I see you. Carol Paradox, that's my mom. Appreciate you, Ma. Love you, Ma. Thank you so much. Tanea, thank you for being here. Claire, thank you for being here as well. And Slayer Kent, thank you guys so much. Appreciate you all. Until next time, I will catch you same sack time, same sack channel, same sack life. Sack man out. Woo!